All right, so I got my mount kit. I done gone through it, and all my shit's here. And I'm looking forward to getting this shit on the car. And this is gonna be the stuff that I'm gonna be offering for a package. If the idea ever takes off, if people want to do the easy, cheap route to K, the cheapest way possible, I'd like to provide that for you. I'm gonna order these periodically. I think that like I've gotten used to ordering valve seals recently, just ordering them offhand, even whether I need them or not, because I've recently been doing a lot of heads. So I'd rather order it ahead of time and then have it when I need it instead of ordering it when I need it. And they are cheap enough, the valve seals, that I can just keep ordering them whenever. And I would say about the same for these. These are cost effective enough where it doesn't hurt me to buy these. The only reason why I didn't buy them sooner is just because it's been crunch time with money over the past few months with the whole deposit for the new house and everything. All right, so I got a question on Instagram, and like multiple answers rolled through my head at the same time. Like, and I was like, this, like, do I fucking come off like an asshole and say something quick? Or do I try to give a long explanation? Do I not answer at all? And the guy that asked was Damien. So I was like, you know what? The way to properly answer this, the way how I truly feel about this, I can't answer it in the comments. Plus, so what I have to say is important enough that I feel I'd tell everybody. Because, I did talk the other day, or not the other day, a couple months ago, I talked about the whole part snobbish thing where people are saying, there are some people out there who, like, you always have to buy the name brand shit because you're taking away from other people, or you're taking away people's money from money from people's family and all that shit. And I was like, that's nonsense. There are billions of people in the world, and I would say millions, hundreds of millions even, possibly, at least tens of millions of us that are car enthusiasts around the world. There is enough different classes of people out there where every niche can be taken care of. You get the high end for the people who have the money to spend that high end, and you have the more cheaper shit that the guys that are everyday can still enjoy these things. You shouldn't have to be the kid outside the window in the cold looking in wishing you had it, right? It's the same thing with buying a car. You can buy a $15,000 brand new car for an economy purposes just to get to and from, or you can buy a Lamborghini for $500,000, right? Just because somebody makes a cheaper car that people can buy doesn't mean you're taking money away from Lamborghini. Lamborghini does not go out to everybody. It has its niche. Same thing with these generic parts. That's why, like, when the all-wheel drive craze started getting really picking up last year, I was like, just wait a little while, guys. For us broke fellas out here, they will start making knockoff parts, and then we can go all-wheel drive too. Same thing like a decade ago, like when when 300 horsepower was still a fast number, you start seeing the increase in pickup of generic turbo kits and stuff like that. So that way more of us can do that. And so the question was, how good are these mounts? Are they as comparable to Hasport? And the answer, my personal answer, is yes and no. The reason why, we'll start with the no, and what separates Hasport from all of the other companies. And I want to say it even separates them from the other companies that are well known, but still, that still make mounts, like maybe like Innovative, right? I know that's a pretty well known and trusted brand. And but I'm going to say that the reason why Hasport is the definitive best company on the market for shit like this is because not so much of the product itself, not for me. What makes them more important than everybody else is Brian Gillespie's drive and desire to want to fit everything everywhere. It's the innovation. It's the research and development they do on fitment. They are the guys, Brian is the guy leading the charge as soon as a new engine platform becomes available. Hey, how can we put this where? And then they make the shit for it. So while it is true, like, these guys are copying off of the product and they're making some profit off of it, they will never ever take the spot of Hasport, because Hasport leads the fucking way. So it's not so much the product that they come out with. It's just the fact that they are the ones that light the path. They're the one that mark the path for other people to follow on, right? So are these the same quality that Hasport has? I mean, when it comes down to it, like what are we talking about, right? When we actually get down to it, we're talking about the metal used for the casting of the mount, right? The rubber used for the inserts, right? So the strength of the material is one. How everything lines up properly. The fitment, I guess, would be another. But here's, like I said, though, guys, I've seen various different generic kits on cars. I know a lot of people that have finished their K-swap because they went the budget route, right? Now, because people are out there part snobbing it up and talking shit and making fun, you don't see people broadcast it. I guess it's kind of like to say, like, if you're a Trump supporter, right? You don't really see too many people out there saying that they are, right? Because it's one of those things that you get attacked for and people talk shit. So it's the same thing when it comes to generic mounts, especially in the K community, right? The K used to be like super exclusive, and now it really isn't. And it is thanks to people out there doing shit like this that, we can, that's one big step into the way. First was the coming down the overall product. I mean, the overall prices on K itself. And then the parts, the cost effectiveness of the shit like this that help us get it into the car. So I guess what I'm going to say is, as far as the mounts go and mounts in general, I have never ever used high-end mounts. I've never, if I look at a set of Hasport mounts and I see the $500 price tag brand new, I think about all the other things I could buy with the rest of that money that I'll not be spending on Hasport mounts. If I wait to buy everything name brand, I'll never finish a car. I already have enough time doing that when I'm cheaping out, right? So if I can buy B series mounts for $80 versus whatever the ticket price is for the high end, I'm gonna go with the $80 mounts. I've used a lot of generic accessory parts and I've never had a problem with anything breaking. And like I always go back to my Godspeed turbo, right? People consider Godspeed a generic brand. I used my turbo for 2 years before it had enough shaft play where it needed a rebuild. So, and it was well within the power range I was looking for. I was like, mid 400s. So I guess that I always say, another thing I always say too is you got to buy the product that you know is going to be good for the horsepower you're going to. Now I can't tell you how much power you can make on these. I can't guarantee that. But I can guarantee that I'm willing to try to take it to the fucking moon and see if it breaks. And that's a stress test. See where it goes before it would give out. But I have a lot of confidence in this basic ass shit doing what I needed to do. Will I ever, promote something over Hasport? No. I mean, by all means, if you can afford to do it, if you can afford to spend the money on it, then get the high quality shit. But don't think if you're out here, one of these guys like myself, who are doing everything on a budget, that you have to have that to work, because you don't. Because at the end of the day, it's rubber and metal. Now, from a lot of the people that I know that have used generic kits to swap Ks, I've never heard of anybody having an issue with them breaking. But at the end of the day, too, nothing's unbreakable. Anything can break under the right circumstances, situations. So I think as long as you got your, everything's firmly locked up in place. And then, I don't think I'm going to weld this kit in there just yet. Maybe something I do later on down the line, because I do plan on getting a welder this year. But I'm just going to bolt it up and see where it goes from there, and make sure I just check the mounting bolts on the engine side to make sure that bracket doesn't come fucking loose. Because that bracket, I think, is the only one that's like really, that would be sketchy, because it's only that one bracket that you would weld. The rest of them are all bolt-on affair. Bolt-on only. Right? So, this is the kit I want to stock up on. If everything goes according to plan, I will have my hatch in my little spot this week. After I get done with work, I think Wednesday's my last day of the work day. So Thursday, I'm going to be prioritizing getting that over there. As soon as I get that over there, I'm going to dig out a clutch, because I'm pretty fucking sure I have a clutch and flywheel for the K. I find that. I've decided I'm going to put my VTEC killer, my high compression VTEC killer K20A3 in the car. So that way, if I decide I'm not going to finish the car, I'll have something that I don't mind parting with. All right, so that's what I'm going to put in there right now. I'm going to mount it in place and then go from there. Like, just assess my money in the bank and how much I'm going to need to finish. I mean, of course, I know how much the rest of the kit's going to be, but how much I need as in work, how much time can I spare, how much time is the car overall going to need to get on to be roadworthy. Because I am, the good thing is for this, the idea is to stay in A, so all I got to do is get the car running, and then it's immediately ready for a tune. Like, I don't have to worry about getting the car running and then finishing bolting on the turbo kit and all that bullshit like I have to do with the Integra. As far as the Integra goes, I'm still waiting to get my fucking Integra back. I don't know. I gotta link up with my homie and see what's up with that and see when we can get that over here. I'd like to do that this week too. But anyway, I'm getting ready to run into a rush. I have multiple builds on the table, 2.5 to be exact. So that's also going to be this weekend. It's going to start. That's just going to start this week. So as always, I have to kind of like part and parcel out my shit. Still waiting for bearings for the K. We haven't ordered parts yet for the Speed Factory Vitara. So the only one that I have that's ready to be finished is the one that just needs the pistons and rod put back in place, which is the Vitara with the Skunk 2 rods that I had to take apart to clean. So that's going to be done. And then if I can just motivate myself to get the heads done, like I'm fairly confident that I can post them on eBay or post them locally and I can sell those heads. But like what motivates me more to finish, taking my personal time to do those engines and shit like that is when I know I've already got a buyer lined up. And because nobody's volunteered or stepped out to ask for to buy the heads yet, it's just I've lost my motivation to continue doing it when I have so many other things I can be doing. But I definitely want to prioritize getting this hatch with the K-swap in it. Like I said, all I need to do is find the clutch and flywheel, and then I'm going to throw my PRB manifold on that and drop it in the car. So that way you guys can see fitment. But if you go to my Instagram and you see Rick's car, Rick's got a clean-ass EM1 with this same exact kit in it, and the placement looks 100% fine. And I think these mounts overall look pretty cool. Shiny, they're not ugly or whatnot. Yeah, so, and then that little bag over there, that's my conversion harness. So, if I get that far, I have it ready to go. So, I think the only thing I would need, I have the clutch line is also on the way. The only thing else that I need that I would have to buy that I don't have yet is the fuel line kit. Oh, and the AC power steering delete. But anyway, like I said, I haven't really 100% decided what I'm going to do with the hatch yet, whether I'm going to keep it or sell it. The car looks cool enough, man, and clean enough that I would like to keep it, but I guess we'll just have to see the work pace and how things work out with the Integra and everything. I would definitely not mind daily in that fucking car if I get it done. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope that kind of clears things up on my whole mount take and the importance of Hasport and what Brian is doing out there. Yeah, I'm never trying to take away from him, man, but I just can't. I can't do it when I don't live wealthy enough. I don't have enough money on the income side to just buy the top dollar shit. If you add $100 or if you add around about $100 or so on top of the Hasport price, like I think they're $550 for the mounts. So if you add another $100 or so, that's almost everything I can buy to put the engine in the car. The fuel line kit, AC and power steering delete, the mounts, all that shit. So now you can see why maybe I don't want to spend the $500 and some on that. And for anybody that says, oh, well, it's gonna fuck up, I'm only, if at the very most, the engine I'm putting in this car is gonna make like maybe 230 if I'm lucky. So and even then, like I said, even if I throw 500 horsepower at it, I'm still confident that these things will do the job. So all right, guys, talk to y'all later and race. Oh, wait, oh, no, take that back. Social media links are in the description down below. Also, guys, don't forget about Patreon. It is a good way to get a discount with me. everybody who signs up, or everybody who signs up for at least $1 amount discount for Patreon will get a 10% on discount on parts for me and on fucking labor if you want something done. And the $20 guys will get a 15% discount. And I'm still looking for something to give to you guys that are donating the $5. I haven't forgotten about that. I appreciate it. And you guys are awesome. The guys that have already signed up for the Patreon thing, I greatly appreciate it. We're going to get that turned. The money coming there is going to get turned right back around into the channel. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace for this time.